All right, welcome back to First Year Beekeeping here. It is the middle of October. We're in week 21 here. And now that we're kind of moving into fall, we want to start to look at maybe some winter preps. So in that, what I want to do is I want to get in and look at three things today. Number one is a mouse guard. So I've cut some half-inch wire mesh here. I'm going to staple that to the front of the hive. They're not able to penetrate this half-inch wire mesh. At least that's what I'm reading. So we'll see if that actually works out. They sell some fancy ones online that are probably like 10 times the cost of what I've got in this. So I thought this was the economical solution. Number two is I want to remove my mite strips. It's been 42 days since we've been in there, so we've treated that brood cycle twice. So hopefully we're done with that at this point. And then number three is I want to flip my entrance reducer up. And in doing that, the thought process there is that if there's any sort of dead bees or anything in the wintertime, they don't actually block the entrance. The bees can actually crawl over that and they can still get in and out of the hive. So we're going to do a very quick inspection, run through those three things, and hopefully it'll just be a quick one here today. Thanks for watching. Kind of an interesting one. I had a yellow jacket in there on the nest. I don't know if it was eating honey or trying to pick off bees, but dead now. So if you recall, one of the things I want to do is flip the entrance reducer over, so we're going to do that now. So what we'll do here is we'll just flip this side so it's facing up. That way if any like dead bees drop or anything like that, we'll be able to have the bees crawl over top of them without getting trapped inside. So number two, what I wanted to do was just put this mouse guard that I made on here. So the bees can get through that no problem. I'm just going to staple it to the front of the hive. So the third thing we wanted to do was remove the mite strips. It's been 42 days. So we just pull these out and we'll just toss them aside for now and we'll clean them up later. That was it, the three things. We wanted to flip the entrance reducer, put the mouse guard on, and remove the mite strips. So hopefully this one will just be a quick inspection. We'll do a quick spot check, make sure everything looks good, and get this one cleaned up and buttoned up. So this one's kind of interesting here. If you see this kind of peanut looking thing, that's a capped queen cell. They keep trying to make queens. I don't know why. So what I'm going to do is try to actually cut this thing out without harming it. See if anybody from like my local beekeeping club needs a queen cell. I may even just throw it in like a Tupperware container and see if it hatches and, you know, get a virgin queen out of it. Might be kind of cool, something to document, but I'm going to try to rip it out without actually harming it. So we'll see how that goes. So for this one, we'll do the exact same thing, where we will flip it. This hive body here weighs, I'll bet you, 70, 80 pounds right now. It's a lot of brood, but there's a ton of capped honey inside of here. So these guys are really preparing for winter. It's super heavy. So with that, we'll smoke these, get these guys back down, throw this one on top. And then the same thing with the mouse cover. All right, with that, we will wrap up week 21. So we did the 3 things we wanted to come out here and do. We removed the mite strips, we got our mouth guards on, and we flipped our entrance reducer. So we're a little more prepared for fall right now, a little more prepared for winter. One thing I did notice is that this hive, in terms of resources, is maybe triple compared to what this is. So it'll be interesting to see how they behave in the winter. We're going to feed them sugar in the winter. I'm probably going to go ahead and insulate them as well to keep them maybe a bit warmer. They don't have to eat as many resources that way, utilize many resources. But yeah, this hive, there's a lot more capped honey in there, capped sugar water, whatever you want to call it, than what this hive has. It's about triple in terms of capacity from resources. There's actually still a lot of capped brood in here. This one's really started to back off a little bit. So we'll see how it continues to go, but this hive is really kind of gangbusting right now in comparison to the hive that was queenless all year. With that, I did find a capped queen cell, so I popped that out. I'm gonna maybe kind of play around with this, see if there's anybody at my local beekeeping club that maybe needs one. If not, maybe I'll just throw it in a Tupperware container and see if I can get it to hatch. We'll see. Not entirely sure what to do with that yet. And with that, I'm going to go continue to feed some sugar water. So I'll make another video on how I do the sugar water, and then I'll come back out and I just won't catch that on video, and I'll replenish the sugar water so they can keep kind of feeding their stores there. But with that, we'll wrap up week 21, and I hope you've enjoyed watching. Thanks for tuning in.